Welcome back to another episode of Disciples of Truth. This week we have Imthiaz on. Imthiaz used to be a personal trainer. He spent time behind bars, which he shares a story upon, and then also he's a mindset coach now. So anyone that's struggling to get that performance, get the right mindset tools, is your man. This is a cracking conversation. Some opposing views in there, but it's a well-rounded conversation. So thanks for tuning in. And if you could, give us a like, share, follow, and just any feedback, thank you. Thank you. Here at Disciples of Truth, we're proud to partner up with Charlie's Apothecary. Charlie's got some cracking products. I mean, cracking. And to start off with, it'd be cordyceps, and it's the first product I actually tried at Charlie's. And it's a dual extraction, and cordyceps is renowned for natural energy booster, helps fight diseases, and it's great for sex drive for those that care to wish, and, and you can wish. But no, on a serious note, I don't like going to the gym. If you've got low energy, I don't like the pre-workouts. This is great with a few drops of water. Swig it down, swirl it around your mouth, and off you go. And it can be aided throughout the day. And then the next product we've got is my personal favourite, is the 4 blended salts. Salts gets a really bad rap through propaganda and doctors saying that we overuse it, when it's not true at all. To get the best salts in is one of the most natural ways of getting all the essential minerals into your body flow, so I'd give it a go. And it has Salinas del Carmen salt that originates from the Canary Islands, Fuerteventura, if you really want to know. It's one of the highest grades that you can have, and then it's got another three blends to go with. And the next product we've got, it really doesn't need an introduction. It's Shilajit. You must see it everywhere. It's got 85 trace minerals. It's good for energy, mental health, and clarity. And this is sourced from the Himalayan mountains. And I've tried many different brands of Shilajit, and I'd put this at the top of the ladder. And it's really nice packaging as well. And then last but not least is the oregano. It's the triple extraction. This is good for boost immunity, gut health, lowers cholesterol, fights inflammation, it aids weight loss, and I've just personally used this. The house some of his family members got sick, and it kept it off, and I haven't managed to get sick through it. Same again. Put in water, swirl around the mouth. Brilliant products. What you also get from these products is it's handcrafted. He puts a lot of time and effort in and his team. It's UK only at the moment until it expands more. So it's only UK only, postage and packaging. What Charlie also does is he grows his own mushrooms. So we know that they're tried, tested, and they're also for freshness. So hit the link in the bio and go check out Charlie's new website. So all his range of products is on there, and there's something for everyone. So yeah, go check it out, guys. So welcome on, Imthiaz. Thank you.
Nice to be here, bro. I've been watching your stuff, and some of the guests that you've had on are interesting. So I'm gassed to be here, bro. Because I know we're not talking about your everyday sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to get a more well-rounded view. I think also I'm trying to aim it as well as a lot of society's stuck in their head, and they don't know how to get out of that. So I was trying to find out where you'd start if you were in an uncompromised position, really. Like, if you were stuck in a day-to-day job that you hated, where would you be aiming at now to try and escape? And what tools would you be looking at?
It's a good question. A lot of people are blind in the first place, okay?
Yeah.
They are uncomfortable in the current situation, uncomfortable in the current position, hate their fucking boss, hate the fact that they've got to ask for holidays, hate pretty much everything about their working life, but it's familiar, and they won't choose to do anything different because it requires some element of change. And change, as we know, can be seen as threat by the brain. But if you're in a position where you want to get out of the rat race, as it were, there are probably 3 areas. 2 of them lead on to the third. So I'll explain. So the first thing I would try to leverage is media, like you're doing basically.
Yeah.
Because media, social media, any sort of media is scalable. You can speak one to many. It's like holding a megaphone to the world. Okay, so you can get your message across, that sort of thing. The second thing that I would do, and it kind of couples with the first one, is education. Online education. Now, I mentioned that media is scalable. Education is more for legacy.
Right.
And your messaging, what message you want to put out into the world. And people will pay you to do that. If they buy into you and understand you and your philosophy, they will pay you to do that.
Yeah.
So they're the first 2. And then the next one would be some form of asset. Crypto, of course, but even things like property. Now, you've got to remember with crypto, unless you're trading on a day-to-day basis and you're trying to beat the markets essentially, as an actual investment and not speculation, you've got to have money to make money. Investments like that, property or crypto or index funds, they're designed to keep the wealthy wealthy. Okay, so when you have amassed a small fortune, 2 to 3 million, then go into property and crypto. However, that isn't to say that you shouldn't go into property now, you shouldn't go into crypto now, but just understand what you are doing. A lot of people, I think, as well, go into property, especially in the UK, and I think it's a fucking shite market, honestly. Go somewhere like Dubai, go to a market that's emerging, somewhere that's growing.
Yeah,
and
Thailand maybe as
yeah,
well.
places like that, because right here, right now, you make money, whatever money you make, they'll just bring out a new law and tax you on it anyway.
Yeah.
So hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult. I've even seen we worked on many projects, but we're working on the shared housing. Why can't I think of the name of them?
Shared accommodation.
Yeah, but what the
HMOs.
HMOs. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were working on them, and we even seen the prices were just dipping, and they were like trying to cut back on the labour, and they're like, there's no money there. So you see that they're getting hit with it. Properties are going.
Yeah, I've got clients now who are just flipping. So they'll get something that's run down, do it up, and sell it off, and then to repeat that process.
Yeah.
They're finding that that's better for the current climate.
Yeah. It's overeating at the moment, and it's just propped up. I've been saying it for ages. It's gonna collapse. So we're not in a recession. It's in depression, isn't it?
Yeah, but you got to understand markets go through cycles, and especially with the UK now with the whole digital ID coming into place, and you've got to think, okay, why is this happening right now? And right now, as I said, all markets work in cycles, and at the moment we're coming to the end of a fucking cycle. Now, the job of the powers that be, the people who are in charge, right at the top, and I'm not talking about Keir Starmer because he's just a puppet, I'm talking about the guys who are actually pulling the strings. It's time for them to extract.
Yeah.
So they use the workforce over the last 50 to 60 years to build up the country, to build up the economy, and now it's about extraction.
Yeah.
And that's where we are at the moment, which is unfortunate, but we all know that. So it's up to us to now maneuver within the game.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, and it's like what we were talking about off air is the fourth industrial revolution. It's coming in. It's here.
It's fucking here, mate.
It's here, and people are either you're gonna adapt to it and use it to your advantage, or you're gonna get sucked in and dismantled. Really.
Yeah, I mean, they said the same thing about the internet when it came about, and it's like that's never gonna work. And in the beginning, it was all, sending an email was crazy.
Yeah.
Now you can't live without the fucker. Are you with me? So, and the same thing's going to happen. It's not something to be scared of. It's something to utilize. Whenever a new tool comes about, people see it as alien, and it's like, this will never take off. They hope it never takes off.
Yeah.
So I think with that, you've got to harness the power of AI. Every business should be utilizing it. Every human being should be utilizing it, or getting to know how to utilize it. Because if you don't, and you are kind of resistant to that change, you will be left behind. You'll be operating in probably want a better example than this, but you'll be operating in a digital world with analog tools and an analog mindset and an analog skill set.
Yeah.
And that way you will be at the bottom. you know?
Yeah, well, there's opportunities, like, just to point out something that we're going through my mind is even using drones to be window cleaners on skyscrapers. Like,
Yeah.
that can wipe
That-
out
and-
all the paperwork, but someone can
And that's what I'm
also...
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, so a window cleaner obviously hasn't utilized an actual window cleaner or, you know, a bin man or whatever, hasn't actually, won't, at that point, won't have versed themselves in AI.
Yeah,
Okay? At that point, you are easily replaced by a fucking robot.
yeah,
Simple as. But as more people do go into AI and learn about AI and educate themselves and learn to use the tools, the workforce will move away from more manual stuff. And like I said, if you are still in manual work, you probably will be replaced at some time.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
100%.
you'll become cannon fodder. So, yeah, and I think the next generation will be master AI prompters. And to be a master AI prompter, you've got to have great communication skills.
yeah,
To get an output from a machine that understands a language, you've got to be good at communication.
yeah, yeah,
So that's another thing. If you're an effective communicator, if you're somebody who can articulate themselves well and be clear and concise, then you're going to be able to utilize AI.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
if it's in what will then be, or you know, in the coming years will be a day-to-day job.
yeah. Well, you can even see, like, schools now, they're trying to push kids into coding because there's going to be that much of a mass.
Yeah, but
shortage.
even coding can be done by AI now.
Yeah,
So the last 20 years they've been hot on coding. Well, a robot, a computer can do it now.
yeah,
So even that's the actual coding itself is going to be done by AI, but the prompt that you give it,
yeah,
you've got to have some sort of understanding and first knowledge
Yeah.
of whatever you're trying to ask the thing to do. But once again, that first knowledge is going to be easy to come by. It's then communication, articulation,
yeah.
so you can utilize the tools.
It's mad because I was even seeing Gary Vee the other day, and he was saying he's normally called markets on a lot of things, aren't he?
Yeah, but he's also fucked up on a lot of shit like NFTs. He goes on about his winners, yeah?
I think that were his. Yeah, I think that were.
and he was pushing guys like, I know people who thousands and thousands and thousands, like,
It smelt like shit though, and it came across board, that didn't it?
yeah. But
You know?
the thing is, if you take enough shots, you're going to be right about something. And Gary Vee talks about,
Yeah,
I'm not knocking him.
No,
I think he's great, but he talks about all his victory, but also talk about your losses, bro.
yeah.
Come
yeah.
on, you can't just show one side of the coin. Mm-hmm. You've got to be open. And the NFT thing cost people millions. And
A lot of like Floyd Mayweather as well. They just pump and dump stuff where
Yeah.
they get hold of a coin. They're like, yes, this and then. But that shows how easy it is to manipulate the population because
Yeah.
they just go for these buzzwords or because someone's tied to it.
Yeah.
And they all do it.
And it goes back to what I said before. Media, they have a media presence. They've leveraged media, and they've used it nefariously, obviously.
Yeah.
But without media, they wouldn't have been able to do that. Without a presence, they wouldn't be able to do that. Even his boxing career, Mayweather, I think, is a shit human being, by the way.
Yeah. I can agree on that.
Yeah. Well, as a boxer, he is the greatest of all time, in my opinion, as a boxer. But even then, he understood media, and he understood leveraging media to get more out of the market.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that's what he was great at it.
Well, it's like Warren Buffett says as well, doesn't he? Be greedy when people are fearful, and when people are fearful, be greedy.
Exactly
Like, that's
that.
what they're doing now. Is they're pulling all the money off, ready for this drop, and they're going to go in. I watched it a lot when I got into the crypto market, and you watched how easy, like just someone by saying one bit of noise, Bitcoin's going to really jump up this week, and that's when they pulled rug.
Yeah.
Because they were just working off FOMO, and I was like, it's so easy to manipulate.
Yeah, well, there's market makers in stocks, there's market makers in crypto, you know, and the fact that like people like BlackRock are just diving into crypto and Bitcoin especially. Bitcoin's only going to go one way because it's been, even when that come about, people were hesitant, people were skeptical, but as time has gone on, all it takes is for mass market penetration and for the consensus to be this thing is fucking legit.
Yeah.
And then it's got value.
I was watching one of them where they were saying, I think it might have been, it was Warren Buffett or one of them, he were banning all his staff from buying it, and then it showed the graph of when he bought it all up. He banned it all, and he's like, just watch, don't do what they say,
Yeah.
do what they do.
Yeah.
And it's so funny how people, like I seen the other day as well, they were talking about he eats McDonald's all the time, and they're like, well, it's good for you, and I'm like, no, he's a fucking mass shareholder in it.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
He's gonna tell
Yeah.
you to eat it.
Yeah.
He needs you.
McDonald's and a Coke. That's what he has, yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because also, that's what I was touching on with the Gary Vee thing, is when all this AI and robots also come in, he's seen, like, you must see it as well, people are wanting that connection in person, and he reckons people start paying for people to just have interactions.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I coach people. Don't get me wrong. Like, knowledge is easily accessible. It's ubiquitous. It's everywhere. You can type it into ChatGPT. You can type it into anything nowadays, and you can get the knowledge. But it's that human connection, it being delivered by a human, that is still valued. And I think it's going to become more and more of a valuable resource. And it goes back to the communication, articulation, connection. If you can do those things, and you can master those things, you'll have mass market share. And if you are a bit of a, what do kids call them now? An NPC.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're an NPC and you've got no values and or you're not willing to speak about them
Yeah.
in a coaching space, in the consultancy space, you are going to be left by the wayside. I mean, I think there's people out there now that have done very well purely because they are willing to put out their views and their values and what they stand for and what they're against openly. Yeah. And that's how you create attraction, and then people connect with you. And we are tribal by nature.
Yeah.
You know, we are herd animals by nature, and we need that sense of belonging. Now, this day and age, we've never been so connected but so alone at the same time.
Yeah.
So there's a market for combating loneliness.
Yeah.
You know, you see these run clubs pop up. You can run on your fucking own. People don't go for the running. They go for the connection. A lot of them become fucking dating fucking clubs, to be honest with you.
That's what I've seen.
But this is what I'm saying to you. It's like people would still rather, instead of sitting on Tinder or Bumble or whatever and swiping left and right, go to a run club and meet somebody in person.
Yeah.
And that's why these things are taking off. Not saying everybody goes there for dating, they go there for networking, connections, business, whatever. But we're still humans, and you can't take that away from our biology.
No,
it's ingrained in us, and we need that. And yes, people are more lonely than ever, but it does come down to, especially as blokes, like we need that brotherhood.
Yeah.
You know, we need people that we can bounce ideas off, people that are going to call us out, people that are going to hold us accountable. We need that, because like I said, if it's just a case of information, we haven't got that problem anymore. We were an execution problem, especially with blokes.
Yeah.
The information is ubiquitous. You've got many approaches. I'm not saying any approach is better than others. I know what works for me. I know what works for my guys. But it's the execution that is missing.
Yeah. Have you always had this mindset, or what is it that you think were the fundamental thing that changed it and sharpened it?
It was prison for me, bro.
Yeah.
It was prison. I mean, I always had this superiority complex almost. People talk about inferiority. I believed I was destined to do great things. I know it sounds corny and cheesy as fuck, but I really do. I've never done anything by half measures. Even when I was selling drugs, you know, my ambition was to always climb. And towards the end, before I went to prison, you know, I set up a business. I was 26. I set up a gym. I had a meal prep business. So I was always like very entrepreneurial in mindset. And to be truly entrepreneurial, you have to have that mindset. You have to believe things are possible. You have to be able to see things before they come into existence. You've got to be able to see things and say things when you explain it to the average man on the street, where they kind of think, shut the fuck up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You've lost your fucking mind. So I've always had that. However, when I went to prison, there was probably 3 key lessons that I learned, 3 things that I mastered. The first one was time and attention is everything. Because obviously I had my freedom taken away from me. People told me when I could drink, when I could eat, when I could go to the gym, shower, so on and so forth. So I started to value my time more. I started to see time as an asset, not as something that is working against you. And there's a saying in prison, don't count the days, make the days count.
Yeah.
You know, because everyone's waiting for a release day. I was actually hoping that, even when I was in prison, I was actually hoping that they could extend me a little bit, because I was fucking developing.
So you wanted that self-mastery.
Yeah.
You
I was
don't feel like
developing,
you're
bro.
there.
I was like developing an exponential rate, and I could feel myself changing, getting smarter, and yeah. So that was probably like the first thing that comes to mind. Um, this-
Did other people, like when you were in prison, did other people try to trip people up who was like yourself trying to get that self-mastery? Or were you just left to your own devices?
There's no one trying to trip you up. I believe you only trip yourself up. I think saying that anyone's going to trip you up is voiding yourself of accountability. And that's another thing that I learned, like accountability. Even when I got nicked, I was like, yeah, I'm doing 4 years, and I went to sleep. That was in the holding cell. I put my head down, I'm going to prison for 4 years. You've got away with this for 10 years. You've got away with doing what you were doing for 10 years, and now it's time to fucking pay. I was never under the illusion that I wasn't going to go to prison.
Yeah.
I always knew at some point, it's likely, MT, you're going to end up in fucking prison.
Yeah, your chances were high.
Yeah, and so that didn't come by any surprise. And I saw people, even when I first went into remand, when I went on remand, that were going to the visiting room to meet with their solicitors with massive fucking files. And they've been in prison for 5 years, and they're still fighting it. They weren't fucking innocent. I'll tell you that now. But there's a lack of accountability and a lack of acceptance and a lack of surrender to your actual circumstance.
Yeah.
Once you do that, you take back power.
Yeah.
And for me, that's what's lacking nowadays.
Well, it's that sporadic energy, and you're putting energy into something out of your hands when you can fully take ownership and work on what's here and now.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
too many people are fighting in too many wars with the self.
Yeah.
And not directing it to one focus point.
Yeah. So, yeah, for me, it was like, and it was a life-changing experience for the better. A lot of guys I'd see, and it'd make them worse. Check this for a mad one, bro. So I went to Dubai for a couple of months, and I went in July, and the barber I was using, he cuts hair from his apartment. So I've gone for my weekly appointment. I'm sitting there, and his next client walks in. I'm looking at this guy, I'm thinking, I fucking know you from somewhere. Because were you in Oakwood in 2020? He goes, yeah. And I knew him. I goes, what the fuck are you doing out here? He goes, I'm on the run. For a big shipment. I was like, fuck you now, bro. But this is what I'm saying to you. And then you bump into people now and then. Your paths cross again. And the prison system is like a rotating door. And it's broken. It's overwhelmed. It's overpopulated. And the real issue is policing isn't done on outcome. It's done on KPIs. So we made 20 arrests today. Yeah, but they were fucking dog shit arrests. The arrests that didn't really need to be made.
Yeah,
you know. So they've got certain numbers to hit instead of outcomes. So, yeah. Going back to prison once again, it was like taught me complete ownership, surrendering to your circumstance, and only then you can do something about where you're at.
Do you think also policing system know who the dealers are and don't go for them sometimes as well?
Okay, let's take it right back. If you look at where the drugs come from, I'm talking hard drugs, even cannabis nowadays. It comes into the country, and you've got to remember people are being paid off to get into the country.
Yeah.
Are you with me? And the government allows in a certain amount of, don't get me wrong, they might catch a container now and then. But right now, drugs have never been cheaper. I mean, cocaine is the cheapest it's ever fucking been as long as I've known it.
Yeah.
Are you with me? So it's easily accessible. So my point is, if they were really about keeping drugs out of the country, then they would invest more into it. And the amount of money being made in drugs, listen, do what you gotta fucking do. I'm not here to tell a grown man that you can't and you shouldn't and whatever. That's up to you. You're a grown man. But what I'm saying is, if they were really bothered, they would put more stringent processes in place and actually pay the people who are in charge a little bit more. So they can't be fucking bribed.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this country sits on the fence on everything. On absolutely everything. The government sits on the fence with everything. They talk about compassion, and then they fuss about migration, and they invest in neither. They invest in neither. So what you're really saying is, they're fully aware. They're a lot smarter than me and you, bro.
Oh, yeah? No, 100%.
So you're fully aware. So what you're trying to do is actually destabilize the country on purpose.
Yeah.
So we've got the ideal storm. You've got drugs are cheap. The buying power of the pound is the lowest it's ever been. The cost of living is high. people can't afford their own properties. You then need a scapegoat, which is the immigration and brown people and fucking Muslims and
it's
whatever. Yeah, it's all bullshit. You need the scapegoat, and then while all this is going on, by the way, there's your digital ID, mate. Got you. So that's what I'm saying to you. It's all the perfect storm. It's been set up orchestrated in a manner. And I tell you what, I rate him on one basis. What a great game they played.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's
What a great game they have fucking
played. It's a game
played.
of chess they've set, like, that's what the guy who I was watching at the start, he says they won't play just one or two events. He says they'll have 9 to 10.
Yeah.
And he says they'll have them all firing, so no one knows what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, it's propaganda. Everything you see in the news is propaganda. You can't believe the history books because they've been altered. You can't believe nothing. Okay.
Record. They've just said that it's lowest they're ever getting viewing now on any news channels, which is a really good indicator. Like, if I go over at my mum and dad's, I just turn it off. I just walk in and turn it off.
It's good and bad at the same time because people always tend to go into what they believe in. They always bias what they believe in.
Yeah.
So if you've got that little bit of, I don't know, let me just use a general example. Mm-hmm. If it's convenient for me to believe that migrants are the problem, I will then go and consume information where people are telling me that migrants are the fucking problem. I will disregard anyone telling me anything else. I'll enter an echo chamber. That's why it's dangerous. But at the same time, where do you go to for facts? I think ultimately, the real downfall or the real problem is there is no moral compass for a lot of people in the UK. And if you look at moral compasses, people say you're innately born with them. Yes, of course, we all know innately that you shouldn't kill people and you shouldn't do bad things. But the real downfall is there's no playbook. And that means there's a lack of religion. And I think religion has been stigmatized to the point where it's not cool to be religion. Like, if you're a Christian, like, I respect Christians.
Yeah.
If I meet a true Christian, like, I'll have more kinship with him than somebody who isn't, purely because, like, we're very similar. And you've got a set of rules. How well you stick to those set of rules and how well you know those set of rules, that's a different thing. But there's a bit more of a kinship. And once you move away from a rule book of any sorts or a playbook, let's call it a rule book for now. When you move away from that, things become diluted and confusing. And that's where we're at. Now, if you look back to the 50s, we weren't having any of the problems that we're having. And people can argue, times have changed. Okay, cool. Now, if you look at parts of Eastern Europe where Catholicism and Christianity are still prevalent, they don't have those fucking problems either. Not to the extent that we do, anyway.
Yeah.
And then if you look at other parts of the country that do follow religion, they're peaceful as fuck. They're poor as shit, haven't got a pot to piss in, not a window to throw it out of, but they're happy as Larry.
Yeah.
Why is that? It's because they have a set of beliefs which allow them to navigate the world. And that's all it is. That's what mindset is.
Yeah.
So you can choose religion, you can choose any philosophy you want, whatever. But when you move away from a philosophy that makes sense and that is logical, pure anarchy reigns. And that's where we're at the moment.
Yeah, it's like a lost nation, and I
It's
heard
sad to see,
I heard one guy say it about. He says, like, what's 3 rules of business? Like, he says, number 1, I'd never get into business if they want religious or follow some kind of god. He says, because he knows that when I turn my back, I know that they know someone's watching them, so they're not going to do me wrong. Mm-hmm. Number 2, if they were to cheat on the wife, he says, so if they cheat on the wife, he says that's someone who would sleep in same bed every night. He says, so they can't be trusted there.
Monogamy is a new construct, though. You do know that.
Yeah.
So with the thing is, like, the first one I can get behind, because you got to remember, there's certain parts of the world where you can have 4 wives.
Yeah.
So, and to be honest with you, the Arabs are the best to do business with.
Yeah.
And they're proving that. If you look at that part of the world, they're flourishing. Why? Mate, they're so fucking efficient at business. And they're straight up. And like, if you want to go get a mortgage in the UAE, 3 months bank statement, can you afford it? Cool, there you go. See you later. It's quick.
Yeah.
Here they want to know, what's your dog's name? What's your dog's fucking mum's name? What's your auntie's name? Where'd you go on holiday 6 years ago? They want to know fucking everything.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Why? So that, if you look at the parts, once again, they're God-fearing people.
Yeah.
And that plays a huge part, man, in every aspect of life.
Yeah. But Yeah, the only thing is like that. I guess it's just my take. It's just one. I think that's maybe the teachings of like divine union is if you have a partner and you're working towards it. And this goes by. I was listening to the audio book by Bill Proctor, and it's like Conversations with a Devil, and that's what he was kind of saying is like the devil loves drifters, people who don't have a fucking mindset and will to. And number two, they don't like fucking unity between a man and a woman. He says because if the two of them come together and they have a shared goal and they work towards it, there's nothing that can stop them.
Yeah.
And that's like I always try to do the
That's
opposite.
also said in Islam.
Is it?
Yeah. So in Islam, you're not meant to mention the word divorce.
Right.
It's forbidden to even mention it because when you start talking about it, it starts to become more of a
Breeds like,
reality.
like
Yeah,
watering
exactly,
that flower.
Yeah. So when there is discord between man and wife, the third person present, or this third thing present in that situation, is the devil. And the same goes for if you're sat with a woman alone, there's also a third person in that setting.
Yeah.
It's the devil. So I completely agree with that.
Yeah, because I think that's what like when I was listening and they were like, having this conversation, he's saying I'll do anything to try and get you off your step.
Yeah,
Whatever it is, I'll try to throw out and pull you off. And I like, and when you have watched power couples when they get together and they both know what each other's roles is and they don't take any noise outside. Like I've said before, me and Zoe have certain roles. I like cooking. She fucking hates it.
Yeah.
She does all ironing. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
And people go, what? You do all cooking, and they like look down on me for it. I'm like, no, we have a set. We know how we work.
Yeah.
You work different. Like I'm not gonna judge upon you either.
Yeah.
It's knowing how it works, and don't let anyone try fucking break that down.
Yeah, well, the best of men are the best of men are those who are the best of their wives.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. So if that works for you, bro, who's anyone else to fucking
Yeah,
judge?
yeah.
It's none of their fucking business. As long as it works.
And that's it as well. It's not taking things personal. Like you're saying, don't let anything knock you off your stride and take anything personal. Because people are also only just projecting how they'd feel if someone outed them on that way.
Yeah, yeah. And you got to remember, like, life's not personal.
No.
Life's just lifing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's people are very precious nowadays, and whatever, cool. That's not how I operate. Like, I believe I've got some of the thickest skin.
You seem very direct, and you know exactly.
Yeah. I'm very matter of fact, and very logical, and sometimes that hurts people's feelings because I'll say things and do things that people know are deep down the truth, but they're just uncomfortable truths.
It's a trigger in it for people, but that's something for them. Like again, you've got to that point where you're not taking it personally. It's like for them to go away and go, why didn't that actually bother them? That
Nothing's personal. Nothing in life is personal. You fucking end up in a box, mate, in a hole in the ground. Let go of your fucking ego. You're not that special. Nobody's that special. Nobody's a superstar to the extent where the immortal. Like, bro, you're here for a very short period of time. I'm not spending more than 30 seconds about something that you said to me that I don't agree with.
Yeah.
Take for what it is and let it go.
What's your main goal in life then at the moment? What's like?
So my main goal in life.
What's the next?
You stuck you on me there, Craig. My main goal in life right now, and I like the way you asked that question because people change as you develop, as you go into different seasons of your life. Your goals will change. Right now, my priority is to build my coaching business.
Yeah.
It's and not for the money, because I've looked into success and what it means to different people, and I've whittled it down to 3 different areas. So you've got the achievement sort of success, so people who want accolades, money, cars, Don't get me wrong, I like my nice things.
Yeah.
Then you've got the second, power and influence. That's where I'm at the moment. And that's why I've gone into coaching, because I think with that, you can spread your message en masse, and I use media to do that.
Yeah.
And the final is affiliation. Those are people who deem success as being connected, family, so on and so forth. Okay, and now you can be a mixture of the 3. But for me, if I had to pick one, I'd be a power guy. That's what I deem success to be. Now, going back to your question, my job is to build out my coaching as a brand so I can influence as many people as possible. Not so I can become a fucking multi-millionaire, because if that was the case, I'd be still selling drugs.
Yeah.
You hear me? There's easier ways of getting there.
Honest, mate.
Yeah, there's easier ways of getting there. I'll be real with you. Okay?
Yeah.
So for me, that's my primary goal till I don't know when. That's what it is right now.
Yeah. And I think it's nice to be able to have the keys to give to other people for them to unlock their mind. And
It makes me feel useful.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I'm making a difference. And I get to do, I wrote it in my journal last night, I don't know if you saw it in my story. I get to do cool shit like this every day
Yeah.
and help people get what they want out of life. That's a fucking flex, bro.
Yeah, it is.
That is a proper flex.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? And I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else.
And that's what we're all here to do, I think, is once we step out of his way, like, we've all hit a certain point in his career or whatever, we've hit a point and like, oh, this is fucking great. Like we did when we did this house, and it was a trap door, and it was like, this ain't the answer. Like, the answer is helping people.
Yeah.
Like showing them, sharing your own stories, showing your mindsets, the way that the tools that you've used, and that's what it's more fulfilling, knowing that like you've helped someone.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the key. And I love the fact that you said that, because that's one of my key lessons that I've learned from my life so far. I'm 34 years of age, and what I've realised is, money aside, possessions aside, accolades aside, once you've mastered yourself, teach other people to do the same. And that's like going to be the biggest fulfillment you're ever going to get from anything.
Yeah.
From anything. But you've got to first master yourself, even if it's on a smaller level, even if it's with your kids, with your missus, with your family, with your friends. If you can give them the tools, like you said, after you've mastered yourself, and it can only happen after you master yourself.
100%.
That's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, I'm just doing a little test with myself at the moment. I'm doing, because I'm Christian. I've been brought up Christian. Not that we went to church, I was just christened. And then I've gone into like teachings of Islam, like Hinduism, Buddhism. I take all these little bits and add them and see what works for me, like what resonates.
Yeah.
So then I'll all right, for 30 days, let's see where we can get to with my own like 10 commandments for myself. Like they're all good things to restrict me from foods.
Can I challenge you on that? Is that okay?
Yeah, of course you can, yeah.
So if I said to you, stick to a diet,
Yeah.
and I said you're going to do keto for 30 days, you'd get some results. Probably not the result that you want.
Yeah.
But then if I said, let's take elements of keto, I don't know, another form, paleo, I don't know, fasting, and all this sort, and I just made a list of 10 things,
Yeah.
you wouldn't get the result that you want, not even the result you expect of 30 days, just by sticking to one thing.
Yeah.
Are you with me? And the reason why I'm challenging you on this is because I think you've just got to pick one. You've got to pick one, because that's the complete set of rules. And a 30-day period is very short, bro.
Yeah.
You've got to remember that with any endeavor, it's a lifetime commitment. Fitness, for example, the aim isn't to get fit. The aim is to get fit and stay fit. Same with wealth. The aim isn't to get wealthy. It is to get wealthy, then stay wealthy.
Yeah.
And with spirituality, the aim isn't to find peace, it's to stay in a state of peace. Not saying that you're going to be peaceful all the time. It's a battle. Same with your fitness, same with your wealth. It's going to be a battle. But picking one and sticking to one is always going to yield better results
Yeah.
than having a scattered approach. And I think as well, sorry
No, you're cool.
and I also think, and I'm going to challenge you on this, okay? And I want you to just think about this. I find a lot of people, they will say, yeah, I believe in a higher power, okay? But they won't attach themselves to a religion, because they find religion to be a constraint. But I think constriction breeds freedom. I'll use the prison example. I was constrained. There's constrictions placed upon me through my own dumb fucking actions.
Yeah.
But there's constrictions placed upon me. In that constriction, I found freedom. Within those rules, I found freedom. Because human beings, we're limited beings. You know, we have limited comprehension, and we don't know what's best for us.
Yeah.
100% of the time. We think we do. So just on that basis, we really think about that. We need to have constrictions and rules placed upon us for us to achieve true freedom. And that's why people shy away from religion, because it is constraining. You can't do certain shit. But that's, for me, that's like a bit of a cop-out. Because if you're saying you believe in a divine power, a higher power, but I'll make my own rules up, do you really believe in that higher power?
Well, my answer back to that is yes, because I'm also using stuff that religions use. Like, there was one thing that all religions agree with is fasting.
Yeah.
And they all agree that it's a great thing. And that's one thing that I do once a week, or
Okay.
sometimes do extended fasts. And
Sick.
that's my own restriction of, yeah, I want to fucking eat. Yesterday, it were I hadn't done it for a few weeks, and it were torturous.
Yeah.
It were going through sickness or whatever. So I'm putting my own constraints on it. But I know there's a higher power. I've noticed when you do go through these fasting things, it's not just that your body's purging, and that's what it's kind of doing on a higher level. So you know that something's moving.
Yeah.
Also, the other ones, like, it is keeping up with exercises per week. Like, my shred fast, do 3 of them, do 3 of the workouts, and then it were no eating of meat for the time being, because it's something that I need to stick back to. I just know life works better when I'm not.
Yeah, okay.
And they are constraints. They're not fun shit that I want to do. Like, they're things that are going against my flesh.
Yeah. Is it really a constraint if you chose to do it?
Because they're not things that it's my flesh wants them. My flesh, like when there's a burger or something or meat, like there is a part of me that wants it. But then also when I've read up on the books and when you start taking these things out and you start noticing consciously how your body reacts to smells that it kicks out, or the digestion, and you're starting to realise them little nooks and crannies, and people have all said to me, "Are you crazy?" I'm like, no. When have we all took the time to start playing about your diet and see what works and what doesn't?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like self-exploration on it, really.
But is that really a constraint? Because you choose to put the constraint upon yourself. The highest form of constraint is, someone asked me, why do you fast? Because God says. Are you with me? Because God told me to.
Well, it is kind of, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been passed through, but it's through the teachings of other religions
as
well. Like all of them.
I'm picking fasting as an example, but anything, you know, why do you pray 5 times a day? Because God says. That's because that's the highest form of constriction.
Yeah.
That's the highest form of constraint, because if you choose to do something, if it's like, I'm going to do my research and I'm going to choose to do this thing because it makes the most sense to me, that's not as constraining as being told what to do.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting point, I think.
Yeah.
But fasting, I can get behind that. Everybody wants to eat. It just happens to be that, you know, all religions tend to have some form of it.
I think it's good for me, it's been discipline. It's like nailing down on that. I've also last 2-3 months ago, I set out 100 burpees for 100 days, but you increased it by 1 every day. I had to quit on 75th. I was fucked.
Really?
I just couldn't go on. I'd even been, I'm not trying to like blow myself up or ego. I even went on a retreat in that in between, and I did 4 days, no food, no water, and I still were doing the fucking things. But when it got to 75 days, we'd just been on holiday.
So on 75 days, you had to do 175?
No, I were about 40, I think I were about 40 days in.
Okay.
When that happened. But when we were just being on holiday, I totally even forgot to even do them. And I was like, that's just a sign my body needs that fucking... that cut-off point.
Yeah.
And that's a learning that I need to, when I set my goals, and this is where I'm going with the 10 commandments and my own thing, is cutting it to 30 days and seeing what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
And then, like, instead of having this big bite size.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. Burpees are interesting. So burpees actually changed the way that I think.
Yeah.
So during COVID, we were locked down for a long period of the day, and you only used to be able to train yourself. And with me, the way I broke it burpee down, so I used to do 400 every morning. So I used to hit 20-minute rest, and I used to cycle through that way, and I got it down to like 40 minutes, thereabouts. But a burpee is a decision. A burpee is a great analogy for life.
Yeah.
And discipline. You choose to throw yourself down, and at the bottom, you've got to make a decision. Am I going to get up or not? And you just break it down into that. You literally break it down into that thought process.
Yeah.
And I would just literally tell myself, just get the fuck up. Just one more. Just one more. Just one more. And before you know it, you've achieved something that's crazy.
I used to tally it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and one at nights we got so late back, and I was like, I haven't fucking got them in. And I went, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do them at 11 o'clock, and then I'm going to fucking do my next lot of tomorrow's.
Yeah.
When it goes past 12 o'clock, so it's
you're
like...
ahead. Yeah. So Yeah.
So you watch where your mind works with certain stuff like that.
You catch yourself in the moment, and you have for me, I used to have conversations with myself and see at what point like that bitch had come into my mind, that inner bitch. And for me, it was literally, I just had to lie to myself, like, there's only one more, and it's only one more, and it's only one. And I'll do that all the way up until 400.
Yeah. What is so powerful about that? I've seen a lot of people say it. It's like, break it down when people are saying fast, or they'll go on prolonged fast, they'll say, oh, I'm just fasting, end of tomorrow I'll eat.
Yeah.
You kind of tell yourself that, and then you keep on doing this mind trick game.
Yeah.
And then it's like, also I've seen it with other people when they've stopped drinking, they say, don't say I've stopped drinking forever, just say,
I don't drink.
just for now.
Yeah,
As soon as you put that, I'm not gonna, it's like this force comes up. I felt it on me.
There's wisdom in that. So if I was to tell you to build a wall outside,
Yeah.
you'd spend a lot longer just thinking about, fuck me, I'm going to build this fucking wall. Oh, I'm going to need this. I'm going to need that. I'm going to have to, whatever, level it out, whatever. But I've said to you, listen, Craig, just go out, do me a favour, just lay me one brick. And you come in, I'm like, can you do another one? Can you do another one? At some point, you might even say that you're taking the piss. I goes, all right, bro, listen. You're the last one.
Yeah.
And I'll just continue to do that. But if I told you to build me a wall, you'd tell me fuck off. And you've got to do the same with your mind. And that's what it is. When you think of this massive wall that you've got to fucking build, or this massive thing that you've got to achieve, it can seem daunting. But if you break it down into the smallest components, it becomes less daunting. And it's just a case of repeating that process.
Yeah.
So that's what I used to do with, going back to the burpee example, that's exactly what I used to do. That's what I do with anything. It's like, bro, like there've been times where I've thought, fuck this coaching thing. No one's fucking, my content's not hitting, I'm not getting clients. I just tell myself, just one more day.
Yeah.
Just give it one more day, bro. Just wake up tomorrow and give tomorrow your best shot.
Yeah.
And that's what it is every single day. And then you see elements of success come in, and you start to sign up clients, and you start to do well financially. But if you don't have that conversation of just one more, then it won't happen.
I think it's been really hard for me getting over into this space from plastering, because if I go in, we are relatively fucking quick and we're good at what we do. So when we go in, we do this day, and this will be done, transformed, shut down. I can see what we've done. When are you doing editing, or you're doing content, or whatever you're trying to do, I'm always trying to write down loads of stuff. And when even if I got 10 done, but I didn't miss the 2, I'd focus more on the fucking 2 that I didn't get done.
Good.
To beat myself up.
No, but good, you should.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of people don't agree with me. Like, this is a competitive world. We've got a limited amount of time. Somebody who does them 2 tasks is going to beat you.
Yeah.
That's how I think. So if it leaves my lips, if I write it down, it has to happen. It has to happen. As long as it's within my control.
Yeah.
Are you with me? Because don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm 100% of the time.
No.
But I will beat myself up.
Yeah.
Because I respond well to that feeling, that sense of shame, or that sense of being an imposter. And that shows up in other areas, in other arenas. If I know I've let myself down, my confidence is going to be lower than somebody who hasn't in that moment.
Yeah.
It's going to be lower than a version of me that hasn't in that moment. So for me, it's not just about doing the thing, doing the task. It's about me being able to trust myself when shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
That's what that's what it is for me.
That's what I've started when I was always really organised, and when I said, I need to start writing the stuff when I ain't got a date on that to be able to do it on these other stuff. So I wrote them down, and I was going, I'll put on more, and she went, no, tame it back too, so you can get done. She went, I'd say that's a really good day.
Yeah.
It's because there's perfectionism within me, but also I'm always trying to ask more of myself.
Yeah.
So with them 2 merged, if I fucking fail, I go into this deep fucking spiral of self-hate. Like, there's no self-love within it. And then it's like this perpetual fucking state of you're not good enough. You're like, I'll play this out. So I think it's more...
But Craig, sometimes we're not good enough. Sometimes we're fucking not. So the way I do it is I have 1 main objective for the day, 3 others. I have blank space in my calendar. If I want to work, I will work. Are you with me?
Yeah.
And I get what you're saying, having this expansive fucking list of 20 things that you need to do. you're going to do all of those things averagely. But if you've got 4 things to do, 4 things that are going to move the needle the most, and you can put everything into them, you're going to get a much better output.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, that's what strategy is. Understanding what's going to move the needle the most right now and doing those first. And then you can always come back and come to those other things, because otherwise you can end up doing fuck all. Perfectionism is procrastination dressed up. That's all it is, because people say I'm a perfectionist. I think that's a cop-out. One, from taking action. For a lot of people, not saying for you, for a lot of people, it stops them from taking action. And you've always got to put something out, have an output, iterate, and come back. You must have seen the experiment that people have done. They did back in the day with 2 groups of people. I think they were uni students, and they told them to build vases, make vases, pottery vases. They told one group, make as many as possible. And they told the other group, listen, wanting to make it as nice as possible, as best as possible, as beautiful as possible. The ones who had a greater output and did many iterations over time ended up with the most beautiful vase. Whereas the ones who were told to make the beautiful one agonized over it, and the output was so fucking low that they couldn't get the feedback to make it better.
Because we're all squabbling between each other, and and it's trial, and you refine it only through trial and error as well, don't you?
It only comes through feedback. And learning is only done through feedback.
Yeah.
You can't learn any other way. You cannot learn any other way. It's like, I always use a slap example. If you were to slap me now and you hit me, cool. The next time you slap me or go to slap me, I duck. I've learned.
Yeah.
That's the speed of learning, and that's intelligence. I think Alex Hormozy coined it that way. That's intelligence. It's a speed of learning.
Yeah.
And for you to have speed of learning, you have to try in the first place
Yeah.
and get the feedback. So perfectionism, I get it, man, because it comes down to judgment. It comes down to judging yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, what if I get this wrong? I'm going to feel like a failure.
Just like me opening up on this today.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the thing. Failure is inevitable.
Yeah,
so why
yeah.
do we shy away from it? When I hit a failure, honestly, this year I've created 3 programs. I've created my big one, and then I've had to build smaller ones because the market was giving me feedback. Like, we need the smaller bite-sized chunks to then feed into the bigger one.
Yeah.
Are you with me? That's what the market was telling me. And that first one I built out on the fly. But once I started to get the feedback, I reiterated, built the next one. Now I've got a full suite. So if you want to work with me for 28 days and you want to get a feel of what I'm like and what you need to do, cool, we can do that. If you're ready for a more extensive chunk, you want to get in shape, as well as your mindset, you've got the 90-day one. And if you're already flying in business and you just want to put yourself around people who are on the same mission as you, I've got the Syndicate, which is my 12-month one. Are you with me?
Yeah.
But if I was like, right, I want to build the perfect program first time around, I knew it wasn't going to be perfect.
Yeah.
I knew. iPhone have just released their 17th phone. They didn't try to make the perfect phone the first time around because they would never had an iPhone. They've made iterations every single fucking year.
Yeah.
So who the fuck are we?
It's a good way to put it.
Who the fuck are we? We're so precious and so self-absorbed, and I think that perfectionism is a form of self-absorption because you're too scared of yourself and other people and what they're going to think of your efforts, and they're going to judge your work. And maybe it comes from the plastering for you.
Yeah.
Because you judge on your work. I'm sure when you first, same thing again, then when you first started off, you probably had a few jobs that you fucked up.
Yeah.
You know? And the only way that you got better was over time by making fewer fuck-ups, learning, and then...
I think a lot of this as
Make it
well,
better.
and I was talking to Zoe about it over days, like, since I've gone through all this fucking awakening, or whatever anyone wants to call it, like a change of personalities, like, I went through such a chaotic part of it. I also were deleting parts of me that I didn't like, but I was deleting parts also, like, my humour fucking went, because I'd taken, I'm a jester and I like to take piss out of people,
Yeah.
I fucking always have done, but I realised how much I'd hurt people as well, when I'd maybe took it too far.
Yeah.
So it, like, I fucking pulled it back and deleted it and, like,
Yeah.
went too far with it, and now I'm trying to find myself again with it.
Yeah.
Because then you also, I noticed I didn't like things being said to me.
Did you not?
No, well, up till recently, like, it's been too serious, you know, like.
Yeah.
And I'm
Was
like,
that because you've lost, you took away
Yeah,
the humour,
yeah, I
and then
think-
you couldn't take somebody's... coming
Yeah,
at you.
it fucking
Maybe
fucking
in the
beat
wrong,
me up, man.
maybe in the wrong circles.
Yeah. Well, I just went too serious with
Yeah.
everything when it's like fucking life's here to have a fucking laugh with it.
Yeah, nothing's too serious, nothing's personal. Like I said before, bro. Like I talk about racism. Like I find racism funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Honestly, like if someone could call me a packy, and I'm like, yeah, I am. Well done. Do you know what I mean?
Well, we all had them when we were growing up. I didn't care. Like I were awful if it didn't matter if someone were disabled within your family. We were
You
awful
fucking
to
rip
each
shit.
other.
I've got a mate, Abid. Yeah, now Abid's achieved more than any able person ever. But he's in a fucking wheelchair, and I take the piss out of him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But he probably prefers it, like
He
being
takes a piss-
actor. Yeah,
he
because
takes a piss out of himself.
it's treating him as who he is
Yeah,
and
he's one of the
a
boys.
human. Yeah.
He's one of the boys. You know, and I think we've lost that. Everyone's become too serious. Everyone's become too sensitive.
Yeah.
And no one can have a fucking laugh anymore. And I think the best times that you've had with your mates is probably you guys sitting around doing fuck all, just ripping shit in each other.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's fun.
Yeah, it's...
That's the. Do you know what I mean? That's like the funnest times I've had with
Yeah,
my
watching
mates.
a guru over there, they asked him and he went, "Do you take anything seriously?" I went, "No, I don't." And he was just pissing
You can't.
himself. He's like, "I'm not taking." He went, "Nothing
You
serious." He
can't
went,
try
"Shouldn't we
your
take?"
best in life, but don't take anything too serious, man.
Yeah, well, that's what the dissolving of that. But because I went through such a chaotic time, I was deleting. It was like having a fucking computer open, and I was just deleting parts of me that I didn't like at that point, and it was like lost it.
Yeah.
But it's more like doing stuff, and I think we used to go out like drinking and stuff, and that's kind of dissolved as well. And it's just trying to work yourself out again, isn't it? I'll get there.
Yeah. We all
Just need more laughter.
We all will. Yeah.
That's the fucking number key. Well, it's the key to life, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's the actual ability to laugh and what makes something funny. We don't know. I believe it's God given
Yeah.
because it's a if you really break it down, it's a weird thing.
Yeah,
It's a weird thing that we do,
yeah,
and it's God given. It's something that's given to us from God, and we got to utilize it, man.
yeah. Well, it's like a child's laugh as well, and it's
Yeah.
contagious. Like my daughter starts laughing, we're all laughing.
Yeah.
It's just.
And isn't it funny that over time you become less like that?
Well, this is life does get serious, and it beats it out of you, doesn't
Yeah.
it? To some point.
You become fearful, and essentially it's like your experiences in the environment kind of dull you down.
Yeah, that's what I feel like it's been. And I think a lot of realisations of what we're in the world maybe did tone me down, and it's finding where that more joy is. And that's where I'm excited to see all these community centres kind of opening back up, or like, your walks and your runs and things interacting more, because that's all we want to do anyway, is play. And that's what I see with technology taking over jobs that we don't actually want to do, gives more time to be with family and friends and share like-minded stuff, isn't it? I was going to ask you, as the society is kind of broken at the moment for men, what three attributes should there be, like, striving to or attributes that you'd see that you'd need in this society to break that habit of...
Number one, extreme ownership. Everything's your fault.
Yeah.
Everything's my fault. Because I think when you can put that lens on the world, you become such a powerful individual. It's not your race, it's not your religion, it's not your genetics, it's not where you grew up, it's not your mum, it's not your dad, it's not anyone, it's not that thing that happened to you, it's not your ex-missus, your first girlfriend that cheated on you, it's not your business that broke down, it was you. You're the problem. Because you take back control at that point. So did you ask for three, did you?
Yeah.
That's number one.
So that turns that power back on within yourself, doesn't it? Gives you keys to it.
Yeah. Number two would be, once you've mastered yourself, then teach others. Because we spoke about that earlier, the fulfillment.
Filling your own cup in there and sharing it.
Yeah, because you're having a shit day. I said this on a story the other day. If you're having a shit day and you see somebody who's homeless and you buy him something from the shop, from Greg's or something, you're going to feel brilliant automatically. Mm-hmm. Even you could be having the worst fucking day, but you got to find it in yourself to stop looking inwards and look outwards and help somebody else.
Yeah.
And do something that is selfless for somebody who can't do anything back for you.
Yeah.
So developing that within yourself. And number 3, would be, this is a difficult one.
See, I thought you'd have chose like a religion or some things to believe in that's greater than you.
It's that.
And I ain't talking for you.
No. We're talking about habits and things to do regularly. That would be one. That's something that I think finds you. But in terms of habit, it's like that's what it is. Number 3 would be that understand that life is going to be painful. It's going to be hard. But suffering is optional. The meaning of which you attach to anything is on you. I could leave here and crash my fucking car.
Hope you don't do that, like.
Yeah, and I hope you don't. I'd be pissed. But where my brain would go is like, what's the benefit of this? Maybe I could have got into a bigger crash on the way home. Maybe I could have been killed. Maybe whatever, you know? I've learned something about the car. I'll try to find something positive in it. So bad things are going to happen to you, or things that you perceive to be bad, should I say. Things that you perceive to be bad are going to happen to you throughout your life. It's the meaning of which you attach to it. And it goes back to the whole, you know, inner child work or whatever, and that sort of stuff, and trauma, like I spoke about off air. Everyone's traumatized. Everyone goes through some sort of trauma. Why do we give it so much power? And I think once you attach a meaning to it, which is beneficial, and you might have to walk reality, you might have to lie to yourself, you might have to delude yourself. But if that benefits you and makes your life less sufferable, then do it. Because when you are in a state of joy, when you're in a state of gratitude, you are a much more valuable asset to the world and the people around you.
Yeah, because going on to that as well, do you think in a child work or trauma, being traumatized, do you think that shapes your life, or do you?
When you say in a child work, can you please explain this to me?
Like in a child work, like stuff. Say right, I'll tell you the one for me. One for me was a family. We used to go up to this caravan park, fucking Barmston, years ago.
Yeah.
And I got up on stage, and we were receiving these awards, and I'm dressed as an Indian, some little yellow wife front.
Yeah.
And I peed myself on stage, and I remember that back.
Yeah.
Like, but then as you were talking, then I realised what it is. Like, just like people can trigger you, and that's a good thing. I know we see it as a bad thing sometimes, like, oh, take things personally.
Yeah.
But that trigger is also something to overcome. So now I see it as...
What are three benefits of that happening to you?
It's something for me to overcome. That's what I'm looking at, is like, that's something, but it's a challenge. It's made it hard. It's made it harder for me to focus more of my energy on it. Or you can be the bitch, like you says, you can turn your back on it and go, I'm never going to face that.
Yeah.
But that's what life's game's about. Yeah. It's about challenging the things that scare you the most.
Okay, so I want to dig into that a little bit. So yeah, that happened. Sound. Most kids piss themselves. Okay, cool. But you did it on stage.
Yeah.
Right. What happened in that moment for that to happen to you? What caused that? If we use it as feedback and we look at the situation, what happened in that moment for you to?
Well, we're about 6, so I'm guessing it would probably been embarrassed, because I never like getting up in front of people, loads of people in a group, and probably needed a piss as well, same time. Okay,
so number 1, go to the toilet if you can go on stage. Yeah. That's one positive.
Yeah.
What you need to do is get in front of as many people as possible, because what's happened over time is you believed that is you. It's not. It was just a moment in your fucking life. Get in front of as many people as possible. Mm-hmm. Sign up to an impromptu, improv class. Fucking do that. That's just feedback, bro.
Yeah.
And then, because the thing is, life works on receipts. Whatever you experience in life, you've got a receipt for. Okay? And sometimes you look at your receipts and think, that's how it is. You need to kind of go the other way, completely the other way. Think of it like a balance, like a bank balance. let's call it confidence for now.
Yeah.
You fixate on that moment in your life and that deducts from your confidence balance. We've got to get you back in the black.
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to do that? We're going to have to do things that confident people will do.
Yeah.
Okay. You've got your podcast going, you're on social media, get in front of people. Choose to do something which involves you doing that exact thing so your brain can relate a different outcome to the same scenario. It's done.
Yeah.
At that point, it's fucking done. Because there's no point me and you sitting here and you then going away thinking, I've got to think about this thing. Take the fucking complete same action again and make sure it's a different fucking outcome. And that's what I said to you before, like, we can sit there and think about stuff. Mine is brute force in action. We've identified what the issue was. You're in front of people. It made you feel nervous, made you feel a certain sort of way, and that happened to you. Cool. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Let's iterate.
But yeah, I guess it's like saying Cristiano Ronaldo didn't turn up first game he ever played, and like absolutely fucking.
No, he didn't.
But it took, like you're saying, action and repetition.
Yeah.
And then you build on that confidence.
Exactly.
And then it becomes this walk. It's like you just brushing your teeth on the morning. You don't even think about it.
Exactly that. So it's like when we face pain or embarrassment, we tend to like push away from that thing. Me personally, I'm going towards that thing. That's where I'm weak. That's a signal for me where I'm weak.
Yeah.
And it could be anywhere. It could be in your personal life. It could be a certain exercise in the fucking gym.
Yeah, it's great that you said that, because that's like what I used to hate. If I'd hate chest press or whatever, I'd make it my bitch. Like the burpees, I hate them doing, but it's like the more you do it, the more confident you are.
And once you master that, any other things that are lingering are going to become a lot more manageable.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to conquer them over time, bro. So I'm going to get you to make a commitment on camera.
Yeah.
When you're speaking in front of people. How can you facilitate that?
What did you say that I've got? What can I go on?
You can do like an improv class. I've never done one myself, but it's like what I've heard they're like is you get on a stage in front of a random room of people.
Yeah.
They give you like, I don't know, that lamp.
Yeah.
Right. Talk about that lamp. Do something, make that lamp funny.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
Yeah, of course.
So once again, it's just getting used to doing the thing with a different and attaching a different outcome to it.
Tell you what, next week.
Yeah.
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 Watching that, guys.
Next week.
Yeah. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
And then
No, I
it'll be uncomfortable.
And like you say, I watch in my mind. It's like say a month, and it's like by a month that'll seem like a giant in the
Why
room.
not today? Why not after I go?
Yeah, if I can find one.
There's a lamp there. Do it to the camera for now. You don't have to put it up anywhere. But this is what I'm saying to you. The fact that you've done that, it'll make you want to do the thing in a week's time.
Yeah.
It's you've got, like, what I always say is reduce the time. Like, I'm really fast. Anyone I've worked with, anyone who's coached me, anyone who's given me any strategy, they are shocked with how quick I implement something. Like, I'm not learning for mental masturbation just to fucking learn the thing. I'm not learning for entertainment. I'm learning to apply. And the speed at which I apply, not blowing my own trumpet, but I'm fucking fast. I'm literally fast. Like, I've done trainings before with other coaches who've taught me things. And as they're talking, I'm doing the thing. And before you know it, I've done it and I've sent it to them. And they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because I'm not sitting on that knowledge. I'm not sitting on it. I want to implement it so it ingrains within my brain. The same with any belief system. You've got to do it fast. You might lose the motivation to do that in a week's time.
Yeah.
Don't leave it a chance. Know your brain. Understand your brain. I understand my brain.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm very direct and matter of fact. And sometimes I can seem uncompromising. And sometimes it might come across as like I have no empathy as well. But it's not that. I know what works.
You're focused on the target.
Yeah. I'm here to give you solutions, not to fucking stroke your back and tell you it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that for a second. But listen, we need to fucking move. That's how I operate in life. And I understand that can be difficult to be around. But when you've got somebody like me in your corner, and I value people who do the same for me, when you've got somebody like that in your corner, you're a much more formidable force.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that.
So you just like to focus on one task per time as
Yeah.
well? Because that's, I'm in a course at the moment, and that is, I get a lot of procrastination, but my mind is like a fucking ping pong ball machine.
Yeah.
Like it wants to do everything at once, and this is what I'm trying to tone back now, is try to focus on 2 or 3 things rather than fucking loads.
It's accountability as well. Like I've got my own coach.
Yeah.
I've got somebody who holds me accountable. I've got a group of people that if I make a commitment in that group to do something, there's no way I'd rather die to come back and be like, I haven't done it.
Yeah.
Because I chose the fucking goal. It's not
No
like
one else,
It's not
yeah.
like in school they said, "There's your fucking homework, go home and do it." It's not that. I said what I was gonna. I called it on.
Yeah.
I called it on. So if I've called it on, it's gonna happen.
Being impeccable with your word, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's going back to what I'm doing with the commandments. And the things that I've been doing anyway, the fasting, the eating, the more that I get impeccable with my word is the more that I build up my self-confidence, because your trust. Because when I went through all this change and I were committing I were over-committing.
Yeah.
And that's what really knocked me down my trust within myself.
Yeah.
Is because I were overreaching and I couldn't fulfill every promise.
Yeah.
This is where I'm turning it back and then building myself up to the where I actually trust everything that comes out of my mouth.
Here's a question for you. What do you value more, results or the way that you feel?
I'd say the results give the feeling. Otherwise, if you just let feelings challenge you, like, you're not going to do any shit you set out to do.
I'm glad you said that, because to get a result, you've got to feel like shit 99% of the time.
Yeah, you've got to hit that fucking wall.
For you to get a result, something that you deem to be a goal that is worth achieving, you've got to be able to push through that pain.
Yeah.
Are you with me? So I'm glad you said that, because feeling shit is a part of hitting the goal.
Yeah.
So what made me ask that question? So it's going back to having and overwhelming yourself. You're doing the right thing, bro. At times, you know, if you've got a list of, you know, things that you want to get done or goals you want to move towards, and you haven't got everything done, imagine if you only set a list with one thing on there instead of 4.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just to make yourself feel better, and you just hit the one. Cool. Listen, just keep fucking. That's what, like I said to you, brutal. Like, brutal raw action. There's nothing can beat it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm still learning, because I've realised to turn it back from 10 to like turn it back to what is attainable, because that is giving me if I at least get them tasks, the feeling that you get when you stroke off each task is like
you get endorphin hit, man.
Fucking brilliant. Like, so it's knowing how you work on your own reward system, and I think like you say, it is refining of how you work as a person. Like,
here's another interesting point I've just thought of. I think when you are put in situations that are difficult and challenging and that are 24/7, so like we spoke about me doing the humanitarian work in Gaza, okay? I've chose to do that on purpose. Why? Because I know I'm not ready for it. I will never be ready to see anything what I'm going to see, and to see those people suffering that the way that they are. But what that'll do to me, and prison did the same thing to me, is it taught me that everything's temporary, that my achievements I don't celebrate anymore, not as much as I would have done, and the lows don't affect me as much. I'm more even keel. And when you're there, or as close to that position as possible where you're even keel, bro, you're fucking unstoppable.
yeah.
You know, it's not as much can you take a loss, can you take a win as well? Can you learn how to take a win?
Yeah, and not be fucking all up in your ego.
Yeah, and get complacent. So that's going to come down to you doing something like, I don't know what it would be for you. Something that's going to, people say raise your ceiling, drop your floor.
Yeah.
Something that drops your floor makes you think like that.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because that's what's happening anyway in workforce now. It's like work's drying up, and I said this is like so we were like, this is like worst off we've been. Like, don't get me wrong, we've got savings and stuff, but like money coming in as what it has been. I says, but it's all divine. How I see it is it needs to crumble. Like, just like society's all, we can both agree society's messed up.
Yeah.
Am I happy to see the chaos? Yes, not in the ways that it is. It's like it's going to be ugly, but it needs to happen for something. It's like I also pointed out a building down the street, and I says, "That's ugly, that building." And she like, yeah, and I went, what would we need to do to build a nice building on top of it? And she went, knock it down.
Knock
I
it
went,
down,
that's
yeah.
what's happening.
Yeah.
I says, with ourselves, with
Yeah.
like society, I went, everything's getting a shake up at the moment, and
Yeah.
it needs it.
Could you speed up that process then? You said you're in a difficult spot with work drying up, so on and so forth. Could you speed up that process and knock it down faster? If we were going to be really extreme with our approach.
You can do, but there's also like what I'm trying to do at the moment is, like you were saying, back engineer stuff.
Yeah.
Like that, they want the play gyms, and I want this thing. I'm doing all the first aid call. I'm doing all the things in preparation for when it comes. Because also, we went and looked at office spaces or spaces for it to come in. They're a lot of money at the moment.
Yeah.
But if I get everything set and lined up for when I'm ready, I see it as divine timing. There's going to be a worse crash going on. Things are going to come up cheaper, and the right place will come because I've made the container for myself ready to hold what we're hoping to achieve.
What's the key factor? What's the one thing that you wouldn't be able to achieve that goal without?
What I wouldn't able to achieve.
Yeah. So you want to set up the community centres and whatnot, yeah?
Yeah.
What's the one thing that you 100% need to make that happen?
It'd be the funding at the moment, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, it need backing, but also I need, like, if I said to you tomorrow, would you back me? And you go, well, have you done your first aid? Have you got like your being able to serve food or all these other things? Have you got a place? And I'd go, no. And then you go, well, don't ask me to invest in you if you haven't got them things. That's kind of where that I see it at the moment. I need to prepare this.
I'd go the other way around, personally.
Would you?
If I come to you and say, listen, I need 200k.
Yeah.
I've got this idea. You'd have to buy into the concept first. Right, Craig, thank you very much. What I'm now going to do over the next 6 months, I'm going to go away and do the courses that I need to do, get signed off, whatever needs to get signed off on. I'll be back. Can I have your word? Cool. You could go away. Say, for example, you didn't have my word. I didn't have your word. I'll go away, do all this shit, and then you're looking. If that's the most detrimental thing, strategy. If that's the one thing that's going to move the needle the most, not saying forget about everything else, that needs to be done in the background.
Yeah.
Lock that fucking thing in first. That's going to be harder for you to achieve than these courses.
Yeah.
And it's the big fucking elephant in the room, innit?
Yeah.
It's a big boulder that you need to move.
Yeah.
I would go and attack that first in this scenario.
Yeah.
Purely because like you could do what you need to do on your end, and then nobody likes the idea.
Yeah.
And then investment's gonna be difficult. Are you with me?
Yeah.
I'd go the other way around. I need somebody to back me. I need somebody to believe in what I'm doing, know that I'm passionate, know I haven't got it all figured out, but I will figure it out and I'll be fucking back, mate. So listen, this is what I need from you. Can you
see
do?
that? I did go down that route first, and I'd asked 3 or 4 people, and they're like, they like the idea, but they're like, it's a lot of money to give up. Because I think, or even big money at the moment, it's like kind of putting the money on the side, thinking, what's it going to go? Like, that's what I said to Zoe. I went, I know we've already done a business plan. We know what needs to be spent. I said, there's a lot of money that needs to be spent. Knowing that something else is going to erupt soon, whether it go down or there's whatever shit, it's like, do you want to do it before it or do you want to do it after it? I don't know. That's why I'm trying to make the bed. Like, I want to say it. It's like when we were doing this house up, you wouldn't be able to start decorating first. You'd have to get it all prepared for the decorators to come in.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what I'm trying to get, is me to that point where whenever the right unit comes available, it'll come available when I've got all the.
What you're doing now, Craig? I'm just gonna call you out here.
Go on.
You're getting the decorations ready before the house is even fucking built.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like, I'm trying to get everything ready up to that point.
Yeah. The key thing is the fucking house.
Yeah.
The key thing is the funds.
Yeah.
The certificates and whatever you're getting, that's a decoration.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because you can without the funding, without the shell of the house,
Yeah.
you got fuck all to decorate.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it. So it's gonna.
What I would say is, and it's, bro, listen, rejection's fucking hard. When people are saying, yeah, I don't really believe in it, aren't getting behind it, just have more conversations. have more conversations like fucking when you were younger and you go to a club.
Yeah.
You wouldn't just approach one bird. You know what I mean? You'd approach a few. Do you know what I mean? So this is what I'm saying to you. It's you can negate another Hormozy quote. You can negate any possibility of failure through sheer volume.
Yeah. No, I agree with what you're saying there, because it's
I think you'll get it though.
nothing's no doesn't mean denial. I think Bob
Doesn't, it
Proctor,
means not right now.
yeah, it's
Do you
just
know what I mean?
like, but it's also to build up your character, taking them no's.
Yeah. It's like, for example, people don't buy when you want them to buy. People buy when they're ready. People don't invest when you want them to invest. They invest when they're ready. The fact that you've had the conversation now with these people is great. Follow back 6 months time. Listen, what you're saying.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And in that meantime, this podcast can be great. I'd like to see you do more on social media.
Yeah,
Just to get yourself out there, because, like I said, media and personal branding and content is just like, it's a lever that you build over time, and the longer you go on, the lengthier this lever gets.
Yeah.
And the amount of input you have to put in to get an output is like, it's a no-brainer. Don't get me wrong, it's a long build.
Yeah.
But I think like the business guys that I'm working with, the guys who are in business, a lot of them, like brick and mortar businesses, they haven't got much social media presence, and once they do put themselves out there, like Harris is an electrician client of mine, had no social media presence, and he's just landed his biggest job ever. 3 months into putting content out on a retail park, that's his biggest job he's ever had. He's been in Sparky for like 12 years.
Yeah.
Fucking, what, you tell more people about your shit,
Yeah.
and you make more money. Duh. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, you need to be seen, don't you?
yeah, and that's the world that we're in right now. So I'd leverage that definitely, man. But I think what you're building out and what you hope to build out is a fucking great idea, and it's needed, bro. Because I think, like I said, that sense of community and that togetherness is what's missing.
It's like there's the strong families and stuff. Like, strong families can't be penetrated. Like, we've talked about, I heard you talk about it on another podcast, but when I took my daughter swimming today, and she went, "Oh, I'd like her to wear costumes rather than bikinis." I said, I ain't got a problem when she's got older wearing bikinis, because it's the sun, like whatever. And I says, but I like what you said the other day, the wearing of fucking next to note and going out on nights out. I said, I think it's a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali was saying it, like, everything you have to uncover, like a diamond you have to dig down, or a shell, like, and he was saying all these things.
It's a great example to use. I've seen that same quote, and it's, listen, like, if I had a daughter, no, you're not wearing a bikini ever.
Yeah.
Ever. You know?
Yeah.
As long as, like, if you marry a guy, he's in charge of you, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. But up until, you know,
that
point happens, you're not wearing a fucking bikini.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain things we know blokes, we know men.
Yeah.
We know what we're about. Mm-hmm. Yeah? Let's not be fucking daft.
Yeah.
Okay? So if we know that, then no, I wouldn't feel comfortable with that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't allow that. You know, let alone be comfortable with it. It's not
Yeah,
fucking
I wouldn't mind, like, if you're on holiday and whatever, bikini, but like, the going out and wearing, like, I've seen it when we go out in town, and even if you're not drinking, what they're wearing is next to no. But I'm like, there's nothing desirable about that.
Yeah, and that is like true oppression, I believe, of women, because no matter how cold it gets, like, for example, in December, January, it might be snowing. There will still be a girl in a town centre freezing her fucking tits off in a miniskirt. Why?
Yeah.
Why? And they'll say, I'll do it for myself. Well, imagine you lived in a society where you weren't really judged on your looks. Would you still do it? Probably not. And people say that, and it devoids the fact that we are influenced by our surroundings. Saying I do it for myself shows that you're not self-aware at all, because you are influenced by your surroundings and the things that you consume on a daily basis. So yes, media, music, your favourite celebrity, what's allowed, what's normalised in your own family situation, that is going to play a role in how you show up as a man or a woman. Doesn't matter who you are, okay?
Yeah.
Now, people are like, yeah, that's wrong, it's controlling or whatever. Men shouldn't control women or whatever, you know, this sounds controlling. Every human being is controlled. We're controlled by the UK government to some extent.
Yeah.
You know? So, and sometimes control gets confused for standards.
Yeah.
If you have set standards,
I think the beauty of it at the moment, you've got people like that Bonnie Blue and stuff. You're gonna watch the rise of her, the way she has done it.
She's got Ferraris, she got this, she got money coming in, she makes fucking God knows how many millions.
We're gonna
a month.
see in the next few years this collapse of self, and that's what's going to be a good example of like what I've said to Mrs. showing Tilly is like she'll see the ones like she sees how Zoe dresses, she sees how families and the strong families that are together, how they act. That'll be more appealing than these Bonnie Blues because we're like they went the wrong way, and you can't. I know you're on about making failures, and we're all supposed to make failures, but on that level of how many people she has steered towards this fucking false narrative.
Yeah.
And when it all collapses, she can't delete all that, and he'll send her fucking bonkers.
Yeah, I'll be very surprised if she dies an old woman, which is sane.
Yeah.
I'll be very surprised because that's got to have some sort of mental effect. Well, I don't think she's all there anyway, but there's got to have some effect on her. And like I said, the example is painting for not just women, men. It's like men are standing in line to have a pic. Forget what they do, what she does. Have a picture with her. I could not think of anything fucking worse.
I can't believe there were people queuing up to do it, and I'm mind blown by it. Like, even, yeah.
The thing is, if you see something enough and it's told that this is what's in right now, you're gonna fucking buy into it. It's like they did an experiment they created this fake luxury brand, and they set up a shop in a shopping centre, and they were literally clothes from Primark or something like that, and they put a label on the bottom, and they had fire breathers outside and made it look all fancy, and they invited some influencers into the shop just to have a look around, and they were like, bear in mind they're touching these Primark shoes, they're like, yeah, this is the best fucking quality ever, I like this and I like that and I like that, and they paid top dollar for them, and before they left, they're like, by the way, it's a fucking took the thing, it's a Primark thing. So that's what I'm saying to you. What they heard accepted normality, people will latch onto and join.
Yeah.
And it's propaganda. You can use that to fucking manipulate an entire generation, and that's what's happened.
Yeah, well, that's what has happened, and it's like the influencers of brands or whatever. And I think this is where I call it the veil or whatever it's dropping, is you can see what people are actually up to.
Yeah.
And I think there's karmatic retribution to be paid out to these people that have been misleading.
In this life or the hereafter, either
yeah,
way.
It don't matter which way. Someone's gonna pay. They're gonna pay for it. Yeah, like this is where the name truth comes from. It's like live your truth of like trying to help people, or be a good person in that light. And we all know we all have an inner moral compass of like rules that we live by.
Yeah.
And we should treat others as ways we want to be treated. And that's all I think. If we all did that off the same hymn sheet, it'd be pretty fucking.
Yeah.
Life would be awesome.
For sure. But like I said, it's human nature. We are here for self-preservation, and it's in our biology, and that's why having something external, go back to religion again, having something external that tells you what to do.
Yeah.
So society can function is powerful, man.
Yeah, well, it's good for a roadmap. That's why I still do like scripture. A lot of it that comes up. I like the one from Islam. It's from the Quran. It's with hardship comes ease.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what you're talking about. Is like you've got to go through that shit first.
And that's why, for me, I smile through anything, man. Like absolutely anything. And for a second, I'll be thinking, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, I'll think, okay, I know what's happening here.
Switch the victim mentality off and go, where's the fucking gem?
It's that realization and awareness, okay, what's happening now? Okay, cool. And then thinking exactly that with hardship comes ease.
Well, like a spiritual guy, that's what he was saying, is like, fucking hell, what were we saying now? It just went out of my head. It's gone. It's fucking gone. Yeah, it was basically just about victimhood. It's like nothing to do with like you can operate everything the way you perceive it. Like, if you want to be a victim, like I see life as nothing but a feedback loop in this computer game. Is if you say victim, it's just gonna keep on giving you more of that. If you go right problem solver, you'll get these problems.
Yeah.
You're only ever given, and I think this is what's taught in a lot of religions. You're only given what you can handle.
No
The
soul
moment-
should be burdened more than what we can handle. Yeah, bang
Yeah.
on.
And it's part of empowering your mind how to overcome.
Yeah. So if you look at, just going back to the religion again, is if you look at, I just know about the Abrahamic religions.
Yeah.
They are, if you look at their books, they are manuals for personal development.
Yeah.
If you like in Islam, because obviously I'm the most familiar with that. Even in terms of your health, how you wash yourself, every single detail you can think of, this is looked into. You know, even like you can
It's
think
like not even the eating of the pig, isn't it?
yeah.
And the filth, and now all
And
things
now this
that-
day and age has got courses
and everything that's come out now
Yeah.
of that they hold so much parasites, and you're like, there's reasoning behind that.
Yeah.
Behind every teaching, there's a reasoning
Yeah.
that's now surfacing.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Islam gets a bad rap as well because people can't distinguish a Muslim from Islam. So Islam's a religion. A Muslim is somebody who's taking on the religion.
Mm-hmm.
We are imperfect. Human beings are imperfect.
Mm-hmm.
So you can look at somebody and be like, "Are you Muslim?" And they'll say, "Yeah." And we're like, "Yeah, but you do this and you do this and you do this." We as human beings are imperfect, but the religion itself is perfect. Are you with me? It's our implementation, and going back to execution is poor.
Yeah,
You know, so it's like me saying to somebody, you know, you got to do X amount of press ups, X amount of squats and burpees, and you got to eat this food and weight train this amount of times a day and a week and cardio, and they change it around. Was the plan bad, or was the implementation bad? Are you with me?
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's like me saying, yeah, it's like the guy saying, yeah, the plan hasn't worked. Well, have you done the plan? No. So yeah.
No, is the. And what's the biggest truth you've had to come to terms with?
Fucking bro, you're sticking them on me today, Craig. The biggest truth. The biggest truth I've had to come to terms with is death is guaranteed. I think once you come to peace with that, you realise your true purpose and you start to move in the same manner.
Is that like what you were saying earlier? You haven't got that much time here.
We haven't. And our souls are eternal. And this is a blink of an eye. Literally.
Yeah.
Even if you look at it from a scientific level, the soul, what is it? It's energy, essentially. Energy can't be created, it can't be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So if we are energy, and people will agree we're energy,
Yeah.
okay, so we can't be created, we can't be destroyed, we're only created once, okay? This time here is very, very short, and there's something coming after.
Yeah. And I think when people were talking about ancestral lines and stuff, and I were a bit, it's a bit woo-woo, and I'm like, the more that I've got to know it, it's not. It's like if you turn into the man that you're supposed to be, you're going to imprint that on your children.
Yeah.
So then it gets passed out, and we're always hoping that
Culture becomes genetics.
Yeah.
So if we've got a culture in my family of, I don't know, say for example, we're all fighters, we're all professional fighters,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's like you see with the travellers a lot.
Yeah.
Being a fighter is a part of their genetics. Being a boxer is a part of their genetics.
They just proved it over there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. So this is what I'm saying with it was a part of their culture to start with, but culture eventually over a long enough time span becomes genetics.
And I only found this out the other day. 80% of the makeup of the child comes from the father's genetics, not the mother's. So
Even if it's a daughter?
Yeah, so what state that you was in, like physically, if you're a good gym goer, more than likely you're going to follow in your footsteps.
Yeah.
And then also there is a part of monkey see, monkey do. If you both train out, they're going to follow suit, aren't they? But
For sure.
yeah, I found it very fascinating because you're looking at autism and rise, and then you're looking at the parents. And I was looking round it's crazy, isn't it?
Mm.
But this is why it's never been greater with all the information and all the tools that's out there to start to really work on yourself and elevate your own life so it can have that ripple effect. not only around you but beneath you with your children.
Yeah, and I think we can't choose the bodies we're born into and the family we're born into. We can choose our actions and dictate to an extent to what environment our kids are going to grow up in. And I think that's something that we need to be super aware of, especially as parents, especially adults, because the younger generation are watching.
Just as you say that as well, that was a question that we're going to next. In your opinion, where do you begin to teach children to have more respect in society? Because it's something that I just think it's lacking. For instance, the other day we were over at the park, not far from us. One of my friend's sisters, she asked some kids to stop graffitiing on thing, and you think they'd just scarp her off or say sorry, and they're just like no, and just carried on.
Yeah. So up until 7 years old, let them play. From 7 till 14, around about that age, and you probably had it with yourself. That age as a boy, you start fucking about 14. Yeah. So at that point, you've got to be super strict and not negotiate on anything. Like if it's time to go to boxing and you don't want to go, we are going fucking boxing. Don't care. Yeah? From 14 onwards, you can then befriend your children. But it's 7 to 14, like you've got to be able to... It's difficult, I get it, man. It's difficult. But you've got to be able to stand your ground and not negotiate on fuck all.
Yeah.
You know, as long as it's in the child's interest, of course. But a 7-year-old or 8-year-old doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. They haven't got a fucking clue. And I see parents be like, do you feel like doing this today, Timmy? How do you feel? He doesn't fucking know how he feels. He doesn't know. She doesn't know.
It's interesting you say that because, like, what we've said with Archie is if he's to play football season, he starts it. If he goes, I don't like it anymore, I go, you've seen rest of season out. And then at the end of season, if you don't like it at the end of season, then you can pull out.
Yeah.
But you see something through. Yeah. So there isn't that quitting mentality of just picking stuff up and
massive,
going,
absolutely massive. And as you leave open loops in your life, it chips away at your confidence. If you start something, fucking finish it. That's something that's a hack for life. And it's simple. Just start where you finish. You know, imagine if me and you both, this is a comment for me as well, is if we both finished everything that we started. Not about the result, what it would do for us.
It'd make you unshakable, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So, not compromising, not negotiating, and realising who the fucking parent is. The parents are the adults. The kid doesn't get a say. You know, up until like 14, it's a dictatorship. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know what I'll tell you. You know, parents are going to disagree with me. It's a bit harsh. Listen, I got battered with a belt and all sorts, when I was a kid. I appreciate that. Honestly, I thank my dad that he beat me like that.
Yeah.
Because I was a cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because I was a lot of shit. I was. You know, it wasn't for no reason. But I needed that. I need to understand that there was repercussions. And even when I did make poor decisions as an adult, I did them understanding the repercussions.
Yeah.
Are you with me? I was never oblivious. I was like, oh, they put me in jail, pull me. No, never. I've never ever said that, and I never will.
No. Yeah, I would say same with it. Yeah. You've got to... But that's where now I think there's been a lot of soft parenting, and I think it's just fucking...
It's because the government's got involved with how you do everything.
Yeah.
The government's got involved in absolutely everything. You can't discipline your children the way that you choose to discipline them. It's up to the government. If they seem it to be fit, then yeah, cool. If not, social services getting involved, teachers at school being told to look out for it. Bro, like, I grew up in the 90s, you get me? And that's how it was. And I've seen, like, I had it easy. I've seen my mates' dads, kick the fuck out of them in the street. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that was normal, whether it's like a cultural thing or whatever. In fact, I've seen my white mates, my white boys, same thing happened to them.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a cultural thing. It was just a fucking, the time that we grew up. And just how it was. And as you've seen that kind of break down and that discipline kind of been pushed to the side, yes, we have got softer as a population.
Yeah.
In my opinion, anyway.
Yeah. Because I like it, even boxing gyms should maybe come back
Yeah.
in schools, because, and I know everyone's key thing is, well, they could fight anyone outside, and I'm like, they won't, because the knobheads would end up getting knocked out
Yeah.
within that, and it also treats that mutual respect within people.
That's the great thing with boxing gyms or any combat sport gym. It levels the playing field.
When I did a white collar boxing thing. I never boxed before, but went to that, and the cocks who turned up, it was funny who the guy put them with. He'd put them with the pro, like the ones who he knew were really good.
Yeah.
Put them in, and they'd just get their ass handed to them,
Yeah, yeah.
and it knocked it. It made them just
humbles
come
you,
away, and they're like,
it humbles you, and I think that's what's needed. Like an environment in a place where it doesn't matter what background you come from, doesn't matter how much money you earn or your parents earn, colour your skin, whatever. You're in there for the same thing, no matter how experienced somebody is or inexperienced. Like I've had my arse kicked by a young lad. I only took boxing semi-seriously last year, and I got my arse handed to me in sparring, and the first thing I said to him was, "Thank you very much." Do you know what I mean? Because you need that, and he understood as well. He understood that I needed that as well.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So, just want to wrap it up now. Who are you aiming your courses at mainly?
So my programs are. So I've got 3. My flagship program is for men who are running businesses, established businesses, but need that community, and also need guidance, dealing with the fitness, dealing with mindset, business. The 90-day hard reset is more of a fitness-based program.
Yeah.
An organisation, and the 28-day reboot is, I normally tell people to start there, because a lot of the time most guys lack discipline, and that teaches you discipline. It's 28 days, it's a short-term sprint, and you get a bit of a feel of what it is that I do, how I work, how I coach, and then we can move from there.
Yeah, get a bit of momentum going.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, cool. Is there anything else that you'd like to add for the listeners?
That's it. Find me on Instagram. You'll leave it in the description, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm not going to bother spelling my name because it's not your typical British name. But yeah, thank you very much, man.
No, thank you for coming on, man.
Cheers.